When I shut my feelings down, you look at me like I'm different. Still you stay cause you feel something real. Get so lost in my moments.
这个收费区就是属于富士山的领域的，富士山管理局的领域。但是富士山呢，在1200公尺以上。请德村交换的时候，他把它捐给了青年神社。所以山顶是属于除了那个登山道以外，登山道跟那个气象台以外，都是属于青年神社的领域。
终于到游牧了，先去邮局买个票。买了明信片，结果放在游览车上。
手间好，找一个 C， 好，这个牌子，12点在那里集合，好。
没有要收集了，纯粹只是寄一张回去。
Sharing stories that we never had, the unknown is real. I think we're searching for reasons not to be like this.
蓝海云上面。嗨，各位观众朋友们，大家好！我们今天要来爬富士山，现在所在的位置就在五合目，这是登山口。富士山现在在云里面，早上天气还不错。现在到了这五合目都是云了，各位可以看到，五合目满满的准备要上山的人。这是 People Mountain People Sea。那我这一次跟这个Flamingo报名这个Flamingo的旅行社的登山队，等一下导游跟向导会带我们上山，准备2天1夜住宿八合目的白云山庄。各位等一下一起出发，这边 Go。
林内でよろしくお願いします。いっぱいねガイドいるから間違えないように。いっぱいねガイドが他にもいるから，很多的团体，很多的向导哈。虽然认一下我们的每一个向导，还有ハースウェイ、セーフシすごい大事。ハースウェイ跟深呼吸对すごい大事だからね。あと高山病になったら水分をあげれません。如果这个身体不舒服，是有这里的现象的哈，坐在最前面绝对不可以超过向导。好，所以要认一下他身上他有那个徽章，来看到这里，还有那个小贝不要向导好要记得，要把衣服的牌子带给我，都美。那如果想要买那个纪念牌的话，等一下在6合目我们会休息，还可以买哈。じゃあみんな頑張りましょうってことで。大家加油哦！じゃあ哦，他讲我们就哦好，喊口号，对对对，还来。加油！我们3、2、1，小心一下伸展哦。
边有乘马车的行程。大概坐到六合木要15000日币，相当于5000块左右的台币。体验一下是可以的。现在12点10分，准备起灯了。刚刚大家拍了团体照，上山的路。对，五合目。刚刚入口的地方有一张弹丸登山 stop。弹丸登山就是单攻，不过它写 stop， 并没有阻止你弹丸单攻。开始进来是一个长下坡吧，没意外的话就是要下一下到快到六合目。
加油，加油！
你要走太快了哦，压对关。
Hello。
山中湖，走了800公尺，前面看起来要开始往上爬了。
下来的时候记得直接往前走哈。巴士，往这里走的。下山的时候记得要注意一下哈。
这边才算真正开爬，海拔2278。刚刚五合目停车场大概海拔2310。不到1K， 下一点小雨了，就留下来换装。
好，准备好了吗？
这个雨其实不会下得太大，所以不是很熊。
这小边的朋友开心吗？马上走吗？
是岔路，上山道，下山道就在左边。上山道，刚刚下完雨，天气都变晴了。
这样轻松多了。我也生气，好像
这个是河口湖地方。一间山屋，哇，小屋。战花。呼吸。哦，还有两边我调一个的。
Do you miss me at all? Do you think about the things we used to do? No, you couldn't stand tall. So why didn't you?
第一间花小屋，叫我们登山杖缩短，因为接下来的路就是岩石。
Looks like you're changing and all. But why didn't you? Why didn't you call? Something in the air, always something in the air. Inexplicable, I can feel it in the air.
花小屋。
Can you feel me? Can you feel me?
花小屋人太多，那我们上去下一个，下面休息。下一个说是日出馆。还是人很多的。
Do you miss me at all? Do you think about the things we used to do? No, you couldn't stand tall. So why didn't you? Why didn't you call? So many years has gone by, but I think about you all the time. Looks like you're changing and all.
休息
Why didn't you?
休息
Why didn't
休息
you
休息休
call?
息。
Something in the air, always something in the air. Inexplicable, I can feel it in the air. Can you feel me? Can you feel me?
接下来都是逛街的行程，每一街商务都要去仔细的逛一逛的。7号目的第3间 Tomo Cat。
我吃的能量饮，又吃的面包，那里有。我可以读。
It's gonna be okay, no matter what may. I'm gonna set things straight. Tomorrow, I let my worries fade, let them sweep away. There'll be another day.
千年馆。
I keep repeating the same mistakes. I did them all before. In every shade, there's a million ways to mess things up, and I need some time to figure out what to say and make our troubles disappear. Oh, tomorrow's near.
第5个商务。
It's gonna be okay, no matter what may. I'm gonna set things straight. Tomorrow, let all our worries fade, let them sweep away. There'll be another day. Tomorrow,
休息休息。
那个叫富士衣馆。
右边右边右边。医疗器来管用。第5间商务，3点半，3点20。装。Let our worries fade, let them sweep away. There'll be another day. Tomorrow, it's gonna be okay, no matter what may. I'm gonna set things straight. Tomorrow, let our worries fade, let them sweep away. There'll be another day. Tomorrow, oh oh oh, oh 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 oh. Tomorrow, oh oh oh, oh 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 oh. Tomorrow. 这是鸟居庄，本期和睦，7和睦的第6间。Look at my heart, it's out of the dark. You know it's true, you know it's true. I've known from the start, your state of the art. From your vintage shoes to your cool tattoos. But you're still yearning for something. You're still burning in one. Out of the fray. Only you and me. Both walked away from nothing to say. Where all hope's been used. Nobody sees the truth. Of course we're yearning for something. Yeah, we're still burning in want.
dancing. When this battle is over, and we're not very much older, but jaded indeed. We've got skeleton keys.
休息，继续啦，小心。
When the darkness is over, and your heart's getting closer, closer to me. Will you start to believe? Will you start to believe that it's real?
然后这一间最后一间，看起来比较现代化一点。
Don't have to try to get by. You're already
这间叫做
You're just
东
like
洋
me.
馆。
We're making our way through heartache and pain to serenity or surrendering in me. But you're still yearning for something. Yeah, you're still burning and wanting. When this battle is over, and we're not very much older, but jaded indeed. We've got skeleton keys.
再加油！
When the darkness is over, and your heart's getting closer, closer to me.
达爬河木了，
To believe
这边海拔刚刚过3000公尺。
it's real. Yeah, yeah. Ooh.
木的第一间，到了。
Battle is over, and we're not very much older, but jaded indeed. We've got
第一间
skeleton keys.
太子馆，
When the darkness is over,
太子
and your heart's getting
富
closer.
士山总共有2.7公里，还要3个小时。
Start to believe,
太子馆，
that it's real.
八合木，顶上还要180分，3个小时。
豆芽，
原主是在那个白云庄上面。
啊，狸猫嘞？
狸猫我不知道狸猫的是哪一家，我有看到原主是的，就是那个小白。
The rain with me. Get soaked to the skin, feel free. Shut
快点啊，老子赶快啊！
好色些。主要这一个爬完攀岩就结束了，
seeing colors.
攀岩。
It's gray. Till I met you at the concert.
这间是蓬莱馆，
Dawn lit up with warm, sunny rays. Tonight we'll tell
八合木蓬莱馆。
那里
peel off the layer of green. Lift up your head and lean. Count the stars
厕所要付200块。
before they leave. Say that kiss
这边，这边，
这
这边，来看左边，看左边，看左边，看左边。すいません。秀哥一个好，我们的白云庄就在上面那一间哈，左边，哎，右边那一间，30分钟哈。耶，あとちょっと。
就走，你走。
点点，一点，再一下下，
红白馆上面来每个棚来归元8大龙神的彩图。接下来就不是攀岩，就是这种之字形上，快到了。台湾的山，如果是爬到这个高度看出去哦，就是一大堆山脉，只有富士山这样看过去是一大堆的平原、小山林、山人、小山人，一大堆平原。
加油！
Love is like a roller coaster, but I'm trying to hold on. I don't want it to stop. Even though we fight sometimes and it feels like a war zone, I still care about us. How do you move on when everything goes wrong? I'm trying to find a way to get you out my head. Don't know how to cope with being so broken. Girl, I can't forget about what we said. I just wanna love you a little bit more. Don't just walk away from me and close the door. Baby, pull me closer now before it's over. I just wanna love you a little bit more. Oh, I know that it's difficult dealing with emotions, but I want you to know that you're
大家的紫瓜脸都录进来，
even in the hard times. I care
只有2个笑。
How do you move on when everything goes wrong? I'm trying to find a way to get you out my head.
今天住宿的白云山庄海拔3200，
Girl, I can't forget
是巴和木的第3间三小屋， 总共爬了6个小时，12点开始，爬到现在刚好6点，最后冲刺了。白云巴和木白云庄。 耶！
Don't know how to cope with being so broken. Girl, I can't forget about what you said. I just wanna love
take a video.
Don't just walk away from me and close the door. Baby, pull me closer
今天的白
before it's
云
over.
庄
I just wanna love you a little bit more.
Ah, ありがとうございます。
どうぞ。
奥の方にお願いします。
Still got your clothes hanging by my bedside. Still got your lips on paper in the trash now. I never knew love could be so sweet. I never knew it would sting.
刚好在半水中。
Love like this would leave me in pieces. Oh, Emily, when did you fall right out of love? Oh, Emily. fix whatever's broken. I always thought love like ours would last. I never knew love could pass. Tomorrow comes and you are not around. Feels uneasy. Oh, Emily, when did you fall out of love? Oh, Emily, when did the magic start for us? Oh, but Emily, you are the part of me I feel.
觉得身体不舒服的要赶快说哈，因为现在越来越骨峰越来越高了，越爬升了哈。
Who said it'd be easy to be in love? Who said that the sun would always shine? I'm not sure you realize what you are giving up. When did you fall out of love? Oh,
和睦的第4间。
oh, Emily, when did you fall out of love? Oh, Emily,
朋友，问问他可以脱下来，有没有？可以吗？
oh, but Emily,
天气没有那么冷。
part of me I feel.
我们就买这个就好啦，对不对？
Oh, but Emily, you are the part of me I feel. You'll kill me when you leave and close my door. Oh, Emily. It never rains in California. The sun is always shining bright. People are smiling, making plans, hiding behind their shades, and you're doing the same. No rain, no
再
flowers,
上去是86，
hot as fire.
它和睦的第6间饭店。
I bet you're cold without me, even when it's 90 degrees. Without me,
百
I
合
bet
八
that you
粉，
couldn't sleep in that bed, lying awake. 'Cause I'm not there beside you, keeping you warm at night now. I bet you're cold. You're so damn cold. It never rains in California. The sun is always shining bright. But if the sky would open up, you're staying home, you don't care. You always used to love the rain, but LA changed you. No rain, no flowers, nothing's growing where you're. Heart is fire, but baby, I bet you're cold without me, even when it's 90 degrees. Without me, I bet that you can get any sleep in that bed, lying awake. 'Cause I'm not there beside you, keeping you warm at night now. I bet you're cold. You're so damn cold. I bet you're cold. You're so damn cold. No rain, no flowers,
它给我们
nothing's
墨
growing where you're.
玉
Heart
兰
is
光管。
fire, but baby, I bet you're cold without me, even when it's 90 degrees. Without me, I bet that you can barely sleep in the bed, lying awake, 'cause I'm not there beside you, keeping you warm at night now. I bet you're cold. You're so damn cold. It never rains in California. The sun is always
第一个
shining
鸟
bright.
居，是被人家塞钱币的那一个。出来了，人爬了3个小时，登顶。山顶上，浅间大社号峰。号峰没有开。
その行きたい人で人数によって行けない可能性も出てくるから、まあ、一応今現時点で行きたいっていう人現在大家觉得想去绕一圈的举手，大概1時間から1時間半ぐらい。有比較快，じゃない人。
过桥前的时刻。好了。
This one right, and if
ちょっと照れをなくしてワンセするよ。私がワンセしたらみんなワンセするよ。いくよ、せーの、ワンセワンセワンセオッケー。
现在要去的是剑峰。面试邮局了。
I still recall the first time I saw you. I was so nervous to talk.
魚用ご協力お願いします。
我举到了。油桶在哪？
I used to be afraid to fall in love. Past relationship was a disaster, but now I don't care. 'Cause you took my scars, bruises and broken heart, numbed all the pain, show me how to heal, and now I don't feel broken anymore.
4点3啦。今天最后的重头戏就是剑锋了。
Sometimes I get too caught up in all of the wrong things, but you're always there to guide me. A past relationship was a disaster, but now I don't care. 'Cause you took my scars, bruises and caught up in the pain, but you showed me how to heal. Took my scars, bruises and broken heart.
我们等等要回到对面。
Show me how to heal and
绕了一圈，快2个小时，终于又绕回来。上奥宫。
show me how to heal and now I don't feel broken.
有钱。
I wrote to you a simple text, reminiscing about the time when we first met. I don't know what is good enough, 'cause baby, little by little you wear me down. Little by little my actions will be forgiven. Wish I could be sorry for the things that cause you harm.
就是要在这里
Nothing I
弄
can
一
say
样。
or do make it come undone. So even though I hate the thought of leaving you, I hope you come to terms and have it in your heart to end it all. You're better off alone. Sincerely yours. Sincerely yours. Still haven't heard anything from you. You say love is a fool, and so I am too. I really don't know if it's good enough. 'Cause baby, little by little you wear me down. Little by little my actions won't be forgiven. I wish I could be sorry for the things that cause you harm, but nothing I can say or do make it come undone. So even though I hate the thought of leaving you, I hope you come to terms and have it in your heart to end it all. You're better off alone. Sincerely yours. I wish I could be sorry for the things that cause you harm, but nothing I can say or do make it come undone. So even though I hate the thought of leaving you, I hope you come to terms and have it in your heart to end it all. You're better off alone. Sincerely yours. Sincerely yours.
是寻找跟习惯的岔路。江户湖，下江户湖。
哈，就是回到我们木的路，就一条路了哈。那想要上洗手间的朋友可以先去一下哈，因为下一个洗手间在那个白色屋顶的地方哈。那接下去都是自行的路了。下一个洗手间在白色屋顶的地方，所以如果这边有想要上洗手间，再1个半小时才会走到那里哈。那这边分7点开始，就让大家自行行走了哈。
There was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now there's something in the air, and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything. Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond all. Hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand. As willows align, we lose track of time. Head up high, now we climb. Dreamy, breezy, we go.
是让大家
Easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond a bigger scale than hands. As we go,
ありがとうございます。Always
Yes.
I wouldn't want it any other way.
Thank you.
我是说小指纹，
可以盖章。
也是要啊，你要我干嘛？
今天8月3号，在8月7号。
Beyond gravel, beyond dreamy, breezy, we go.
滑反了。
Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond You're like an early breeze. Your soft red lips and gentle tease. You must have been sent just for me. Come one, come all. Just when I need you, you set sail and navigate.
昨天早上12点，中午12点起灯，到山屋已经6点，然后山屋12点起床，12点开爬，现在回到登山口，10点整。我自己感觉这座山是比玉山累多了，可能是因为它一直爬升的关系。不过相关的设施都做得还不错，大家有兴趣有机会以后可以来爬看看。 好了，今天的影片就到这边啦，下次见啦，拜拜。
My eyes are set on you. We can go wherever. We can be whoever. You and me. Just when I need you, you said sail and navigate.